So we're looking at, oops. I'm not very good with this client, honestly. I don't use it much except for like this particular case. But you see, I'm in the terminal. So I'm not going to show the whole process because when I open this up, it shows all my emails, and that's like, company stuff. So probably shouldn't do that. But I opened up a folder, basically a label that has all the emails sent to the UMass Lowell mailing list, right? So this is separate than the LFX mailing list, but of course you guys are direct on Discord. That's always interesting to see. People helping each other out. It's always nice. But anyways, the point is, so I opened another terminal to kind of just explain where I am. So I went into the what is it, KDLP assignments directory. And so here, I could, like, in theory, right, I have this patch, I think this is from last week. Remember this? Get AM, if your fact is not fun, you'll get in trouble. Right. We've seen some fun facts, some not very fun facts. The least fun fact is when the patch is corrupt or doesn't apply. Hint, hint. So that should always be checked. With the get AM. So let's see, add A1 submission. So let's say you accidentally apply it to master. So like before I do the Mutt thing, which is actually kind of relevant. Let's say you accidentally apply your patch to master, and you're like, oh no, I want to apply something else to master, or now I want to, like, maybe git pull or git merge origin master. Let me see, git remote update. I don't know if we have anything new on there. I don't think we actually. I don't think so. Oh yes, no, we actually do. Origin master. So now we see, emojis, make title headers, remodeling again, all sorts of stuff happened. And I hadn't updated this, and you can see, right? Well, I can show the was it the forest or tree or branch?
Graph.
What's this? Graph, yes. Graph, right? You got all this stuff. And this is right now, this is on the origin master. Now, if you look at our master branch here, our local thing, and if we look at it with a graph, well, I mean, actually the graph's not really that interesting.
You have to merge them.
Because we have to merge them.
Yeah, to get
but the point is that we see, like what we saw before, we no longer have the origin master tag here because that's not origin master. And so you may say, oh, I want to merge origin master, ideally with fast forward because it's nice and clean. And but this is just like my local submission, like help, what do I do? I just had this local submission. So, let's say you want to save it. So I could make right, and I'm on this branch launch, and I want to save it. So I'll create and check out a new branch. So git checkout with a -b will create a new branch. And so A0, test, right? So now I have a new branch. That's head is now pointing to A0 test. It's also, this is the same, master also points to this commit. So now, right, we've saved that progress in case we want to access it later. So now I'll go back to master. And right, we've diverged. We have 1 and 3 commits each respectively. So I don't really want this commit, right? Because this is not, I want my master branch to reflect origin master, just to be like a direct local copy. So I want to drop this commit. So there's a few ways to do it. I could rebase and drop the commit, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a git reset. And there's 2 types of resets. There's a soft and a hard reset. And honestly, I can demonstrate them both. Should be pretty quick.
Yeah.
So git reset. So we could do a head squiggly 1, and that is shorthand, or head up, caret 1.
Just
and that's
caret.
Shorthand caret.
Caret.
I don't know. I've used the 1. Maybe the door's the 1.
I think caret is shorthand for -1, but I could be wrong.
For -1. Yeah. You know what? That sounds roughly correct. You're probably right. But anyways, that would be shorthand for, git reset, and then this whole hash, right? So, but it's easier to use the caret or squiggly 1. Yes, has been demonstrated by Charles. Yes. What, reset? Did you
reset? Yeah, reset? I did show, reset hard and soft, but you were probably looking at the Discord when I did this, but whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, I know, I was distracted. Well, all right. So you know what? Let's just do the hard reset and continue to the next thing. Right, so we hard reset. Thanks for pointing that out. Otherwise, I would have kept going. So now we're at A0, remove assignment. So we're in the situation where now, we want to do something like now we can merge, get merge origin master. And now we want to make sure, right? It's fast forward, right? So we don't need a merge commit, and we'll have our graph will be nice and clean. Git log graph. It'll be nice and clean. And you have this nice, this nice diff stat, right? Which you can actually generate this. Like if you want to see the diff stat, just fun fact, between like let's say this commit and your current commit, you can do like git diff dash dash stat subcommit dot dot and head, and you can like generate this. It's kind of cool, insertions, deletions, in fact, renames. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So now you're in a situation where, okay, you're told you need to review two people's patches, but like you got to go to Gmail and you got to download the patches. And you got to do a whole bunch of stuff. It's confusing. What if you could just open a program that will let you apply the patches directly? So if you set this up and you set up this just downloaded the labels from Gmail automatically, and we'll provide kind of a template file for that you could use to set this up with your Gmail. Right, the client is called Mutt, and you just need to set up a config file called in .mutt/muttrc. This is a very standard open source software. You can go online and read the manual. Like it's not. We're not going to go into too much detail, but just to demonstrate why you would want to go and learn it. Like, let's say you're assigned to review. I'm just going to pick one at random. All right, we've got this patch 1 out of 1 for Michael Burke, right? So we have this, so we can look at his first patch. I can say, okay, I'm pretty sure I did 100% of the assignment. I used to write a Stack Overflow link to set up an email with Git. Very nice. So now, I could maybe I could reply. Include message and reply, and that'll open up a nice little Vim thing, and I can just say, I could put it up here, or I could put it down here at the bottom and say, all right, hi, Michael, this is an email sent during in class Mutt Demo. So wait, Michael, are you here by the way?
No, I think he isn't right now.
All right. Please check out the recording at about 1 hour 24 minutes in at your leisure to see when and how this email was written and by what means it was sent. I don't know. So, right, so I run an email. It's kind of like doing a Git commit. You have this thing. It's like the formatting is kind of weird, right? It looks like when I see this, like I kind of think it's a comment, but no, this is just, these are those lines that you might see in replies to the Linux kernel mailing list. Like they use a lot of text-only stuff. So this is, kind of nice. So you can set it up to use whatever editor you want. Emacs, Nano. I mean, I'm using Vim. That's what I use. And it's very easy to avoid top posting, right? You can just write your thing right at the bottom. People really don't like when you write stuff at the top on the mailing list. When you write stuff up here, they call it top posting. But anyways, that's a bit of a digression. It's considered a bit of a faux pas, and people will get annoyed with you. So I wrote this on the bottom. So right now I'm going to get out of here. And so it's attaching. I'm pretty sure that's just attaching the actual content of the message. So I'm going to hit enter. And it just looks at the thing. So I think I just push Y to send. I don't do this very often. All right. So now I can use J and K to go through these messages. So all right. So now we are looking at patch 1 out of 1. So it's nice. You can see when you're looking at multiple patches. I get out of here. Q. Right. I can see. You see the patches are threaded. So if you had a bunch of patches, you'd be able to see them kind of listed together, right? Either your replies to the patches, like the threading is just, it's done in a very nice way. You can see replies like, these reviews. I mean, these are all public, which is nice, right? But Sahil Patel, right? So he posted his, and he posted this thing, and then there's a reply, right? There's a review, multiple alternative. I recommend when you do these reviews, you probably do text only. I think I don't know if it really matters, honestly, but Yeah, so I'll place the drive into, so someone relates, and they have the review. And you can see, right, that's just all threaded in a nice way, right, right. For some reason, I don't know, this whole peer review list is in here, but anyways, just demonstrating threading. But anyways, I guess back to Michael. I can just show what it's like. So now, like, I looked at his cover letter. I thought it looks good. Now I'm looking at his patch, and I say, okay. Oh no, that's not the patch. That's the reply to that's the review. Patch review. Mint chocolate chip used to be my favorite flavor, but now it's cherry chocolate chip. Yes, that's pretty fun. So now I need to apply the patch, and so now I don't need to actually download this file, right? I already have this here. So what I can do is, and I have a shortcut for this. I'm just gonna hit this L key, and I'm done. That's it. I just applied it, right? I opened Mutt in this directory, said applying A0 submission, and now I go back to this repository. Oh, I did it on master again. I would need to reset, But anyways, also it adds a signed off by, and that's just because I set it to do that. So there you go. So like, let's say you have a bunch of patches, like you can literally go through, and I could also go in and I don't know, I could go into. Someone said mind blown. It was Tony. Boom! I applied yours too. What do you think of that? And then Sal, I can apply your. Oh, ooh, patch failed. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, now I need to go in and fix that, right? Because now if I try and apply a different patch, you do have to keep track of that thing. Because now if I try and apply, Ian's, right? So that fatal rebase previous get rebase apply. So get AM is kind of like a rebase. Yeah, I know. This is cool, right? This workflow comes from, and I'll pull this up. It comes from like this specific application. It comes from Greg Hartman's blog. When he talks about this and this is his workflow as a maintainer, right? That's why it is assigned off by. And so this will be posted online in the class notes, this link, and this talks a little bit about what he does, and doesn't go into a ton of detail about right. He uses Mutt. He says now you see why it's using. It's not obvious. It's not part of the default, but you could really customize this email client. And there might be some people here who do this, and they're just nodding their head, knowingly, or they're watching it and they're very, they already know. But I don't use this much even. But I think let's see. He talks about where does he do? Where's the get AM one? Yeah, get AM -s. So where does he actually put that in? So here it is, macro index L, right? So I think I just hit it was like L or shift L or whatever it was, and then it basically just is. So this key, I think it's just this pipe key, right? And then get AM -s. So let me see if I can do that manually. So first I need to clean this up because if you see, look at get status. I'm in the middle of an AM session and there's a corrupt patch. So I need to get AM, or I can show current patch. And so you can see now, you can see all these headers and everything. You'll probably see this in the Gmail. So exciting. And we get to this hello world thing. And
yeah, it looks like it's adding 2 lines there. Like the reason it's corrupt, I think, is because of the, -1, (2) +1, (2), but it's actually adding 3 lines. I think this person probably tried to edit it manually or whatever.
So I wonder if you could do something like just if you tried to fix this manually, would it work? Sal's at Gmail. What if I made this a 3? Would it work? I'm just kind of curious.
Oh, I guess we'll see.
Get AM report. All right, get AM. I call it test patch. Patch fragment without header. I mean, I did just kind of throw it in here. I don't know. Oh, at line. What do they say right here? Oh no, there's a double line. What's going on here? I don't know. Some weird stuff. Some weird stuff's going on here. Oh yes, I don't need this. All right. Line 11. New file. Oh yes, new file.
That should be fine.
Yeah, no, that should be fine. +4. So this thing, I mean, no one really cares. This thing.
Oh, maybe does it need to end the like? Does the plus like the?
Oh yes, no, it's
double.
It's not -1, right? It's -0. I mean, it's just plus,
right.
Right?
Okay. Right, or something. I don't know.
Honestly, I don't know. This is basically it's a bad idea. You shouldn't be doing this.
You shouldn't be doing
You
this.
can.
It's impossible.
I mean, I don't know. Get AM. I mean, you can learn this. I don't really know this that well, but basically, Sal, you gotta fix this.
He said in the chat that it was. He said in the chat that it was an old patch and that there's a new one.
Oh, it's an recent one. Okay, yes. Yeah, so sorry for the public humiliation. I take back my comments. Yeah. So now you get the general idea. Was there something else I was going to do, like apply a different patch? I mean, I already applied several patches, and I think. Oh yes, I was going to show manually doing it. Yeah. Show the Mutt RC, but I can also do. Yeah. Here's another patch. Chris Ober, set up latest Linux kernel A2. All right, ahead of the game here. Let's see. Output a D message, very exciting. This should hopefully. I see. Yeah, getting this and adding other things. Template. Renamed to Chris Ober. This should hopefully pressure everybody into getting started on A2 early. Very impressed. Good job, Chris. Good hustle. But anyways, I want to apply this patch, right? So I can hit the pipe command, right? So I just hit the the line, right? So like as we saw, this thing in quotes, like this is the actual command, and then I guess I don't exactly know why they do the new line. Like I don't exactly know this format, but the quotes are ignored. So I basically hit this command, this key, and this will let me pipe the email to a command. And that's really all that's happening. So get AM. So I can leave out the -s. Ooh, white space error. You got a free review there. Chris, you should check this out. But anyways, the point is, so that's going to work. We can get out of here because we're going to be done with this now. And so now we can see, right, we got these commits. You can also look at them at the one line if you want to look at it in this nice compressed way. Set up the latest Linux kernel. So we can look at A2. All right, yeah, select CD A2. And Chris Ober. So where is this this white space here? I think it's probably going to be. I think that's it.
Actually, and that's actually not his fault. Like that's directly from.
Yes. Oh, and it's actually and you know what? It's not Chris's fault. We ran into this last semester. I mean, it can't hurt to go in and fix it, but it isn't. You didn't introduce this.
Well, I mean, then you're at editing. You said give us the exact output of dmessage head. So
it's true. It's true. Yeah, you're right. That's a contradiction in the assignment. I don't know. I mean, maybe you can go into the kernel and see what's printing this. Maybe it's maybe the kernel's. I mean, we could look at that too. Honestly, EFI, SM BIOS. I mean, this is getting quite far afield. So I will go over. I will look at the Mutt RC very briefly, and then if people want to take a look into the kernel and look at that line, we theoretically could, but we could also end. Chris Ober left. Yeah, I mean, what did he comment on this? Oh,
no, I don't think so.
Yeah, so all right, so here's Mutt RC. I basically took mine and I got rid of my keys. So you need to get the Gmail OAuth 2 tools. So, I mean, a lot of this stuff is you just put in your email address, you put in your first and last name. It's pretty standard stuff. I will be setting out this file. So here's the configuration. So for the macro, it's lowercase l for me. And it just does get AM. And yeah, you can put a PGP key in here. If you want to have temporary, if you want your local drafts to sync with Gmail drafts, you can use this. But you'll need, this does it over TLS. So yeah, you'll need to get, I'm pretty sure, the Gmail OAuth 2 tools, which you get from GitHub. And then you just run some commands and you get the email address, you get the client ID, and you also get a client secret and a refresh token. And so you need to, you need to fill those things out. But other than that, I think it should work. And so we'll be posting the link to that. I guess we'll also include this link as well for anyone who might be interested. Like I can't offer advanced help with Mutt. Like I'm still just pretty basic at it. But yeah, so that's the demo.